so many of the great spinners I know, they got a pair of socks, preferably fun, colorful socks. So striped socks, something, whatever you like. You can put lots of things in it. You can put a bean bag or foam ball like this will work really well. Or super cheap solution is you take a water balloon like this, but preferably a nice big one like this that if you were to fill it with beans or rice, is already the size of a juggling ball. Typically this will be the big size, but these, you have to put, say, the rice in it and then put more on the top and let it go down and keep filling it up. You can actually make them this big, which is way too big. Don't make your balloons this big full of rice. You want something more this sized, much less brick weight. So ideally what you want to do is find, so I think this is probably a 14-inch balloon. So this is probably what you want to look for. If you can find 14-inch balloons, then that's great, because then you fill it with beans or rice or whatever you want to put in there, and it's already the perfect juggling ball size. So you fill that up, tie it off. Put it in your sock. Oh, this is, as you can see already, the socks don't actually have to be very long because they'll stretch out. And then you tie a couple knots to where you think a good length is. And believe it or not, like half the people in England who I know, this is either what they started with or what they still use. And presto, it's a great Playpoi. Nice and soft, little springy. The spring, you'll get a little less springy with use. Yeah, and you go to Play Festival and you go to any of the big conventions in England, and this is what everybody's using, and it works really well. So that takes you, I don't know, costs a few bucks and takes you a few minutes to make them. And you're off to the races. When you can of course graduate if you want to buying something like a pair of sock poi made for poi, which is going to be even better, in my opinion, because it'll have a loop, it'll be a bit more aerodynamic, etc. So you can do this to get started, and then you can make or buy yourself a pair of something like this pretty soon down the road. Or you could stick with your striped sock poi. Or you could use something really fancy, like this is my sock poi with swivel. At the top here, it's the same thing I was showing you on the coal cord. It's just a simple loop, loop through the top of a ball bearing swivel. And for this, I had the top end in just a short loop like this to loop through the other end. And these are going to be available soon on hummelpoi.com. We've been jamming on designs, and they've been making their own version of this. So if you want sock poi swivels, you'll find them there. And those are a lot of fun for playing with orbitals and all that kind of stuff. Right, so that's how to get started with making a pair of sock poi.